Minnesota Vikings are indeed the best 6-7 team in NFL history, and yeah, playoff chances took a pretty big hit on Sunday, losing to the Buccaneers as well as the refs, as well as Dan Bailey. And I get it, people just need a day of mourning of, oh, woe is us, oh, same old sorry ass Vikings, oh, should have tanked for Trevor, blah. All that stuff. All right, so you need a day. You got a day. Stop crying in the breast milk. I'm actually feeling pretty good because you got to point out that this team is young and they fought and they scrapped the last 3 weeks and they've shown a lot. Character-wise, this is something that's going to be built on for the future. I mean, this team could have easily just rolled over and died at 1-5. Maybe a 2-14 season was in the offing, and I know some people are like, yeah, get Justin Fields. Okay, sure. Zimmer at the 1-5 start. Maybe he forgot how to coach. I don't know. Gary Kubiak, rusty calling plays. He's like, well, I need to call that play where Kirk Cousins throws an interception. Call it. Right. And also, this team could have done the same thing after they got a little wind in their sails when they dropped one against the absolutely horrible Dallas Cowboys, right? But they didn't. They didn't. And guess what? Once you face adversity and once you face it head on, and sometimes you overcome it, sometimes you don't. You either win or you learn. A character is being built and revealed for this team, and I love it. I love it going forward, man, because even if the Vikings don't make the playoffs, you're either stupid or you're lying to yourself if you're not pumped about the future of this team. Like 2021 and beyond, this team is going to be super dangerous, deep, and interesting. So Cousins at that quarterback spot, I think he has earned the right to stick around for a couple more years. Hopefully they'll redo his deal, maybe free up some cap space. But he's not out there throwing picks. He's not out there throwing big boners. And if you can protect Kirk Cousins, which again is a big if, it's a big if. It's a big ask. He can show that on a given day that he can be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That deep ball, still on point. Dalvin Cook is the best running back in the NFL, worth every single penny of that extension. He had 102 yards and a touchdown against the best run defense in the NFL. And he was basically nixed out of the second half game script because the Vikings were behind. So that's pretty damn amazing. You also have the best young wide receiver in the NFL, maybe even already top 5. I wouldn't be mad at you if you put Jefferson in top 5. Plus, you got Thielen still in his prime. Plus, offensive line-wise, it just feels like you're just one piece away. So you could go BPA, offensive line piece in the draft, sure, but O'Neal's a keeper. Ezra Cleveland's a keeper. Garrett Bradbury, the man in the middle, is a keeper. Riley Reif is probably going to stick around for another year. Get Dakota Dozier out of there. But other than that, I have no thoughts. Defensively, you get Daniil back. Yeah, do you think it's a big deal that the Vikings lost the best edge rusher in the NFL? Just minute. You forget about that. Also, Eric Kendricks back off that calf injury at full health. Anthony Barr might be back. Big piece of that defense as well. DJ Wanham, another year older and wiser. Maybe if Fadi still gets in the mix. Maybe they'll actually play James Lynch. I don't know. Oh, Michael Pierce will be here for a change. That'll be great for stopping the run. Plus, you have that great pair of young corners. Cameron Tiny Dancer and Jeff Gladney, El Jefe are going to be keepers. They're going to be phenomenal starting cornerbacks for years to come for the Vikings. Plus, Harrison Smith still roaming the middle, still in his prime. Maybe Anthony Harris's backs look pretty good this year, except for that 48-yard touchdown to Scotty Miller against the Bucs. Probably should have sat in coverage, left Chris Jones all by his onesies. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe the Vikings will get an elite long snapper. Maybe they'll waste another 5th-round pick on a kicker. I don't know. Problem solved. And maybe they'll get a guy who can actually return punts. Who knows, right? So, well, why they win it all this year, huh? Well, at 8-8 and 9-7, they're going to have a bad draft pick, blah, blah, blah. Name me one team that could have handled injuries as well as the Vikings, where you basically lose four out of your top 5 defensive players. So Pierce opted out. You lose Daniil. Kendricks misses a couple of games, as well as Anthony Barr goes down with that torn pec. And then you have a complete makeover, moving on from veterans, very important guys like Everson, like Waynes, like Xavier, like Linval. They all gone. And you have these young guys with no OTAs and no preseason and limited training camp. And then you're just like, okay, go play. Cool. Awesome. Name me one team that would have done better than this. No, especially after Kirk's first 6-game sojourn into Poopyville, as well as Dalvin missing a game and a half. If Dalvin had stretched at halftime against Seattle, they win that game going away, and then I think they put the bank thing on the Falcons, right? So that slightly changes the math a little bit. What team would have dealt with it like the Vikings did this year? So winning teams, they do need building years. They do need years where Here's an up-and-coming team. Oh, here's those guys. Vikings are in that mode in 2020 where you simply don't go from 1-15 to the Super Bowl. Like, you don't do that, despite what the tank for Trevor people, just reductive logic is. Like, oh, well, you lose, and then you get the number 1 overall pick, and you have top 5 picks, and then you win the Super Bowl. No, it's not how it works. I mean, just ask the Jets. Just ask the Bengals, just ask the Lions, just ask the Jaguars if that actually works, because they have lots of experience in it. But what you do is wherever you draft is where you draft, and you get talent at every single level, every single pick, and you get experience for the young guys. You learn how to win together, which is important this year. Maybe you overachieve, which I think the Vikings are this year, and that all builds all of that confidence, all that not giving up, all that scratching and clawing and putting yourself in a position to get lucky against the Panthers, not giving up and not crying that you're going into overtime against a 1-10 team and getting it done against Jacksonville. Not blaming circumstance, although you could blame Dan Bailey and the refs against the Bucks, but you fought tooth and nail in it in that game until the end against Tampa Bay. I get it. The 2021 Vikings are going to be one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL. You just watch. And if you think otherwise, you're either stupid or you're lying. Pick one. Keep Skull alive. It's coming, baby. Let's go. I'm already fired up. But your thoughts. Future of the Vikings, very bright. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull some in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.